The Aztec Empire. In the heart of Lake Texcoco rose a city that seemed impossible. Tenochtitlan, a metropolis of 200,000 people, built on water, connected by causeways, fed by floating gardens, crowned by pyramids that scraped the sky. By the early 1500s, it was larger than London, larger than Paris, larger than any city in Europe. The Aztecs ruled over 5 million people across 80,000 square miles. Their warriors had never been defeated, their gods demanded blood, and they paid that debt with the beating hearts of their enemies, cut from living chests atop the Great Pyramid. But empires built on terror create enemies everywhere. The tribes they conquered never forgot. The Tlaxcalans had spent a century surrendering their children to the sacrifice. They were waiting for a chance to strike back. That chance arrived in 1519, the very year their calendar said the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl would return from the east. From the east came Hernán Cortés. Just 500 Spanish soldiers, a few horses, a handful of cannons. Moctezuma, the Aztec emperor, sent gold and gifts, hoping to appease what might be a god. Instead, the gold only sharpened Spanish hunger. Cortés marched toward Tenochtitlan, and along the way the conquered tribes flocked to him, not as slaves, as allies, eager for revenge. By the time he reached the capital, tens of thousands of native warriors marched at his side. Moctezuma welcomed Cortés into the city. Within weeks, he was a prisoner in his own palace. When the Aztecs finally rose against the invaders, they drove them out in a night of chaos and slaughter, La Noche Triste, the night of tears. But the Spanish had left something behind: smallpox. The disease moved like fire through a population with no immunity. Within months, half of Tenochtitlan was dead. The emperor Cuitlahuac died. Warriors who had never lost a battle couldn't fight what they couldn't see. Cortés came back 10 months later, with a larger army and 13 warships built to control the lake. He cut the aqueducts, he blocked the causeways. For 80 days, Tenochtitlan starved. On the 13th of August 1521, the last emperor, Cuauhtémoc, was captured, fleeing by canoe. The city that had ruled an empire was reduced to rubble and corpses. The Aztecs had believed the gods demanded sacrifice to keep the world alive. In the end, the world they knew died anyway. Not because they failed their gods, but because a prophecy, a disease, and a century of enemies all arrived at once.